Okay, let's start with the ideal and actual Rankine cycle. The ideal Rankine cycle. Again, when it comes to the ideal Rankine cycle, always remember the SP. So here is the process flow of the Rankine cycle. Okay, let's try the TS and PV diagram of this cycle. Here is the horizontal line which represents the entropies. This vertical line represents the temperature. And here is the saturation line. And next will be this horizontal line represents the specific volumes. This vertical line represents the pressures. And this is the saturation line. Okay, let's try to plot the points in our TS and PV diagrams. Process 1 to 2, isentropic expansion in the turbine, wherein S is constant. Again, our point 1 is at the inlet of our turbine, and our point 2 is at the exhaust of our turbine. In that case, if we are going to plot these points in the TS diagram, our point 1 will be at the superheated region. And since we have an isentropic expansion, our movement from the point 1 will be downwards. And at the same time, yung magiging pwesto ng ating point 2 ay kapantay ng ating point 1. And also, we need to consider that our substance is a wet steam, so ibig sabihin nasa loob ng saturation line. And our point 2 will be located here. Again, process 1 to 2, isentropic expansion. So, let's try to plot those points in the PV diagram. Again, kung magkakaroon man tayo ng constant na wala sa PV diagram, ang gagawin lang natin instead of the straight line ay magiging curve. Point 1 again will be on the superheated region. Then, our point 2 will be inside the saturation line. Process 2 to 3, isobaric heat rejection in the condenser. The exhaust in the turbine is a wet steam, which is our point 2, and our point 3 will be at the exit of the condenser, which will be our point 3 is a saturated liquid. So if we are going to plot that point in the PV diagram, the location of the point 3 will be here. Kapantay ng ating point 2. Since meron nga tayong isobaric process, the pressure is constant. Again, process 2 to 3 is an isobaric heat rejection. In the TS diagram, the location of point 3 will also be in the saturation line, since again, our substance is a saturated liquid. Process 3 to 4 is an isentropic compression in the pump or an adiabatic pumping. Our substance in the point 3 is a saturated liquid. Once we enter it in the pump, it exits as a compressed liquid. Since we have an isentropic process between point 3 to 4, we are going to plot it in our TS diagram. And again, dahil constant yung ating entropy, magiging tuwid ulit yung ating line. The location of point 4 will be at the compressed liquid region. Again, process 3 to 4, entropy is constant. Let's try to plot the point 4 in the PV diagram. Again, its location will be on the compressed liquid region. So, point 4 will be here. Process 4 to 1, isobaric heat addition in the boiler. The compressed liquid will undergo the boiler, which will become again a superheated steam. The PV diagram will become a closed figure. Again, isobaric process. Same goes with the TS diagram. It will become also a closed figure. Okay, let's review the process flow of the ideal Rankine cycle. Process 1 to 2 is an isentropic expansion in the turbine. Again, the points between the turbine are the point 1 and point 2, wherein we have here in between the turbine work. Next, we have the process 2 to 3, which is an isobaric heat rejection in the condenser. Again, the points between the condenser are point 2 and point 3. And we have here in between the heat rejection. Process 3 to 4 is an isentropic compression or an adiabatic pumping in the pump. Again, the points between the pump are the point 3 and point 4, wherein in between we have the pump work. Process 4 to 1 is an isobaric heat addition in the boiler. Again, the points between the boiler are point 4 and point 1, wherein in between we have the heat addition. So here is the summary of the TS and PV diagram. So here's the cycle analysis and the list of formulas that we could use in the ideal Rankine cycle. So let's start with the boiler, wherein we have here the heat addition. So here is our boiler. We need heat for our water to convert it into steam. So the points between the boiler, again, we have the point 4, kaya magkakaroon tayo dito ng enthalpy 4, and also the point 1 na magkakaroon naman tayo ng enthalpy 1, wherein using the energy balance, energy in is equals to energy out. Ano ba yung mga energy na papasok sa ating boiler? We have the QA and H4. While the energy out, meron naman tayong palabas na energy, which is the H1. So in that case, para makakuha tayo ng value ng heat addition, we can transpose H4 to the other side of the equation at magkakaroon tayo ng QA is equals to H1 minus H4. Next, for the turbine, wherein we have here the turbine work. Here's the turbine. We need the work of the turbine para ma-send dito kay generator. Yun na yung ikino-convert into electricity. So the points between the turbine are the point 1, wherein we have here the enthalpy 1, and we also have the point 2 at the exit, which is meron tayong enthalpy 2. Again, using the energy balance, energy in is equals to energy out. Ano ulit yung mga energy na papasok sa ating turbine? We have the H1. And for the energy out, we have the work of the turbine and the H2. In that case, para magkaroon tayo ng value ng work of the turbine, we can transpose H2 to the other side of the equation. And we will be having H1 minus H2 is equals the work of the turbine. Or simply, work of the turbine is equals to H1 minus H2. Okay, considering the change in kinetic energy, magkakaroon na tayo dito sa ating equation ng kinetic energy 1 and kinetic energy 2. So, idadagdag lang natin on our original equation ng energy balance. In that case, pagsamasamahin natin yung mga similar terms, wherein we can transpose H sub 2 and KE sub 2 to the other side of the equation. In that case, magkakaroon na tayo ng H1 plus KE1 minus H2 minus KE2. Wherein, kung pagtatabihin natin yung mga similar terms, we will be having work of the turbine is equals to H1 minus H2 plus KE1 minus KE2. Or simply, there are the delta H and the delta kinetic energy, wherein, kung hahanapin nyo naman yung value ng kinetic energy, ano bang formula ng kinetic energy? Kung matatandaan natin sa term 1, we have the M times the average speed squared over 2K. So, kung elaborate natin dito or i-expand yung ating kinetic energy na formula, it will be the work of the turbine is equals to H1 minus H2 plus, kung walang given na mass, magiging ganito na lang yung ating equation, average speed 1 squared minus average speed 2 squared all over 2K. Next is the condenser. In the condenser, we have the heat rejected. So here is the condenser wherein the steam is condensed back into the water by rejecting heat to a cooling medium. So meron tayong unang energy na lumabas sa ating condenser. And the energy or the points between this condenser, we have the point 2 na magkakaroon naman tayo ng enthalpy 2, and on the exit, we have the point 3 na magkakaroon naman tayo ng enthalpy 3. So again, using the energy balance, energy in is equals to energy out. Meron tayong isang energy na papasok wherein that is our H sub 2 or the enthalpy 2. And for the energy out, we have the QR, the heat rejected, and the enthalpy 3. So, by transposing H sub 3 to the other side of the equation, makukuha natin yung value ng heat rejected. So, for the heat rejected, we will be having H sub 2 minus H sub 3. Next will be the pump. So, in the pump, we have what we call the pump work. So, here's the pump. We need the work of the pump to increase the pressure of the liquid before sending it again into the boiler. The point at the inlet of the pump is the point 3 wherein we have here the enthalpy 3. And at the exhaust of our pump, we have here the point 4 wherein nandito naman yung ating enthalpy 4. For the equation of the pump work, we will be using again the energy balance. Energy in is equals to energy out. Ano-ano ba yung mga energies na papasok sa ating system? We have here the work of the pump and also the enthalpy 3. How about the energy out? We have here the enthalpy 4. By transposing H sub 3 or the enthalpy 3 to the other side of the equation, our work of the pump will be H4 minus H3. The state of feed water leaving the pump is that of a compressed liquid. Very often, compressed liquid tables are not available. Hence, that properties of a compressed liquid are not easily obtainable. Therefore, the exact pump work is difficult to determine. The following assumptions are made in the determination of the approximate pump work. Water is practically an incompressible liquid. Therefore, the specific volume 3 is equals to the specific volume 4. The change in internal energy is negligible. Therefore, the internal energy 4 is equals to the internal energy 3. Again, using energy balance, internal energy 3 plus flow work 3 plus work of the pump is equals to the internal energy 4 plus flow work 4. Since the change in internal energy is negligible, we can cancel out U4 and U3. Therefore, the equation will be just flow work 3 plus work of the pump is equals to flow work 4. By transposing the flow work 3 to the other side of the equation, our work of the pump will be equals to flow work 4 minus flow work 3. Our pump work will be equals to P4 V4 minus P3 V3. And since water is practically an incompressible liquid, therefore V3 is equals to V4. So we can factor out this V4 and V3. In that case, our work of the pump will be equals to V3 or V4 times quantity P4 minus P3. So here's the summary of the formulas in the ideal Rankine cycle. For the boiler, heat addition. For the turbine work. For the condenser, the heat rejected. For the pump, we have the pump work. For the net cycle work or the work net. For the thermal or cycle efficiency. Additionally, for the steam rate, since steam rate of the cycle is equal to the mass flow rate over power, wherein ang unit natin when it comes to the mass flow rate is kilogram per hour, and for the power we have the kilowatts. At alam naman natin na ang formula ng power can be mass flow rate times work, wherein mass flow rate has the unit of kilogram per hour and the work has the unit of kilojoules per kilogram. In that case, if we are going to multiply kilogram per hour times kilojoules per kilogram, we can cancel out the kilograms and the unit of the power will be kilojoules per hour. We can cancel out hours. So the unit of power will be kilojoules over 3,600 seconds. Or simply, alam naman natin, the kilojoules per seconds is also a kilowatts. Therefore, the steam rate formula will become kilogram per hour over kilowatts over 3,600. So since this is a composite fraction, if we are going to simplify a composite fraction, we can use the outer times outer all over inner times inner. So we will be having kilograms times 3,600. Then we have the hour times kilowatts as the denominators. So in that case, we will be having the formula of the steam rate of the cycle as 3,600 per work. The unit will be kilograms per kilowatt hour. Sabi nga natin, when it comes to the ideal Rankine cycle, our cycle has no leakage or losses. But in the real life application or in the actual cycle, there will be a pressure drop in the steam generator or boiler. There is also a pressure drop in the steam line between 1 to 1 prime. There is also a pressure drop in the condenser, a pressure drop in the feed water line between 4 to 4 prime, heat losses in the steam line, heat losses in the turbine or engine, irreversible adiabatic expansion in the turbine, inefficient pump, subcooled condensate, and that is what we call the actual Rankine cycle. Which we all know, parang ito yung totoo or actual na nangyayari sa totoong cycle. Okay, let's analyze the cycle using those conditions under actual Rankine cycle. Again, here is the boiler, the turbine, the condenser, and the pump. So again, in the boiler, we have the heat added, wherein at the exhaust of the boiler, we have the superheated or what we call the steam line. Again, sabi nga natin, there will be a turbine work. And we have here the wet steam line. Then for the condenser, we have the heat rejected. And we will be having our saturated liquid line. For the pump, we have the pump work, wherein we will be having our compressed liquid line. Again, sabi nga natin, when it comes to the actual Rankine cycle, there will be a pressure drop in the steam line between 0.1 and the 0.1 prime. There will be also heat losses in the turbine or engine. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 2 prime. And we have also the pressure drop in the condenser, kaya magkakaroon din tayo ng 0.3 prime. And again, we have here the pressure drop in the feed water line between the 0.4 and the 0.4 prime. Again, this is the actual Rankine cycle. Next topic will be the ideal and actual Rankine engine. The ideal Rankine engine. The ideal Rankine engine is either a steam turbine or a steam engine. The difference between an ideal Rankine engine and an ideal Rankine cycle is that an ideal engine does not include pump work, since it is only concerned with all the processes occurring inside the engine. On the other hand, the ideal cycle must include pump work because the pump is needed for the completion of the cycle. For the engine to be ideal, the expansion process should be isentropic. For the formulas of the ideal Rankine engine, when it comes to the work of the engine or the turbine work is equals to H1 minus H2. While for the thermal efficiency is equals to work over energy chargeable, wherein again we can get the value of work by simply subtracting H1 and H2. While in getting the energy chargeable, we need to subtract the enthalpy 1 and enthalpy 3. For the steam rate, we will be having steam rate of the engine is equals to 3,600 over work. For the heat rate, HR is equals to the steam rate of the engine times the energy chargeable. If during the expansion process, the steam undergoes a process other than isentropic process, the engine is said to be an actual one, wherein the work of the turbine or the engine work, the work prime, is equals to H1 prime minus H2 prime. While the energy chargeable against the engine or the EC prime will be equals to H1 prime minus H3 prime. And for the heat rate, we will be having steam rate of the engine times the energy chargeable. Again, this is the actual Rankine engine. In the actual Rankine engine, we have what we call the turbo generator, ideal work, indicated or actual fluid work, brake work, and the combined work. So ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na turbo generator? It is a generator driven by a turbine. Ideal work is the work done by the system during a reversible adiabatic expansion process in the turbine. Indicated or actual fluid work is the work done by the steam during an irreversible adiabatic expansion or polytropic expansion process in the turbine. Brake work is the useful work, for example, the available work at the engine shaft. Combined work naman ang tawag when the electrical energy available at the generator outlet. So here is the illustration of the turbo generator, ideal work, indicated or actual fluid work, brake work, and combined work. This is the engine. This is the generator. At the engine, we have the ideal work and the indicated or actual fluid work. Then, we have the brake work and the combined work. For the summary of formulas that we could use in the actual Rankine engine, we have here the ideal, indicated, brake, combined, turbine or engine, and the generator. So it classifies as the thermal efficiencies, steam rates, engine efficiencies, and heat rates. And these are the formulas under actual Rankine engine.